Live from Fox 12 Oregon, this is breaking news.
Got down, crossed down on the floor, and then we moved into the closet, and we were hidden in the closet.
I think about 3 in my classroom got hurt. I just saw blood everywhere.
It's just surreal to see, like, my mom and my aunt just crying, you know, waiting for me.
Heartbreaking stories out of South Florida high school tonight as a shooter took the lives of 17 students. Another 16 are hospitalized. Here's a live look at the high school in South Florida tonight. It's already dark there, about 8:30 local time. Plenty of law enforcement, though, still on the scene collecting evidence. There was a time when the suspect, Nicholas Cruz, was at large, but tonight he is in custody. Video from the air shows a man being handcuffed about a mile away from the high school. The sheriff says Cruz had been expelled for unspecified disciplinary reasons. Investigators say the 19-year-old former student had a disturbing online presence. It has been an emotional day as we follow this story, and tonight a lot of parents around the country are wondering how to talk about this latest shooting with their own kids as they get ready to head back for another school day tomorrow. Fox 12's Kelsey Watts joins us now with some advice from a Providence psychologist. Kelsey.
And Pete, certainly one of the most difficult topics to try and discuss with your kids. And as a parent, it's a very difficult thing to walk the line between keeping your kids informed and balancing their need to feel safe. Ultimately, how you address issues like school shootings is a decision each parent or family has to make on their own. But here are some things to consider. Providence psychologist Robin Henderson says it all comes down to age. If you have kids 0 to 5, turn off the coverage and focus on something else. For kids 5 to 12, it's important to keep the information at a level they can handle. Let them ask you questions rather than leading the conversation yourself. For middle or high schoolers, that's where you can really dig in. Henderson says the best thing to do is talk with your kids about their fears and feelings, but also be proactive in developing a safety plan. Talk about where your child could hide at their school, how they should respond, and where they should meet you if something were to ever happen.
Having kids have a plan and helping them talk through their fears is the biggest thing that we can do to lower their anxiety. Make sure they do talk about it, because you know they're talking about it on social media, and they're talking about it on Snapchat, and they're talking about it with their friends.
Henderson says students today have become so desensitized to school shootings with all of the video that comes out in situations like this on social media. It's important to reinforce that things like what happened in Florida today are not normal, and to balance these family conversations with good news too. Don't only talk about this, but also something positive that happened in your student's day. Live in studio, Kelsey Watts, Fox 12 Oregon.
Some good advice. Thank you, Kelsey. Tonight, there are still a lot of questions about the shooting in Florida. We'll continue to follow this story on Fox 12, on our social media platforms, and at kptv.com. A house fire in southeast Portland sent so much smoke up into the air this morning it could be seen from blocks away. Air 12 has a look at the damage firefighters were dealing with. The woman who lives there can thank a working smoke detector for alerting her to the fire. Fox 12's Marilyn Deutsch went to southeast Claiborne and 128th and has the details.
This is what is left of the garage that burned this morning. You can see about 9 motorcycles were in here and they are just completely destroyed. Now, the fire was first called in about 9:30 this morning. A woman was home at the time. She heard the smoke detector alarm go off. She got out of the house, called 911. Firefighters say they could see a huge plume of smoke from 3 blocks away, and when they got to the house, the 3-bay garage was fully engulfed in flames. Most of the damage was contained to the garage, though some fire and smoke did spread to the main house. The garage did partially collapse at one point, but fortunately no firefighters were in there at the time. The fire woke up neighbor Jasmine Thompson.
I was asleep on my parents' couch and I heard explosions, kind of like I thought they were gunshot type explosions. I did hear glass, so I thought like maybe a car window was being smashed. But then I had asked my mom what it was, and she had said that it was the house across the street on fire.
Firefighters say the explosions may have been caused by gas cans or other accelerants that were in the garage. The second homeowner came back to the house about an hour after the fire. He looked quite shaken. He was talking to investigators. We're told he's just grateful no one was hurt. And that includes the 2 dogs that were in the house at the time. Firefighters were able to rescue them and they were not hurt either. This was a one-alarm fire, but there was more than the usual number of firefighters working this fire. That's because it's training day at Portland Fire and Rescue. 8 new recruits were on hand. Okay, the garage is a total loss. So are many of the motorcycles, and of course, this rig out here. You can see that the metal on the side has melted. In Southeast Portland, Marilyn Deutsch, Fox 12, Oregon.
After 2 recent killings in Portland, Portland police continued a special mission to stop gun violence. They extended what they're calling Operation Safe Winter. Since Thursday, the gang enforcement team seized 9 guns, including these, and made 13 arrests. The operation has been ongoing since January 22nd. In all, police say with the help of many other agencies that they've been able to seize 27 illegal guns. A reminder, Crime Stoppers of Oregon offers cash rewards for unsolved felony crimes and murders. Tipsters can remain anonymous. We do have a sad update for you tonight. The body of a man who was last seen walking away from a camp near Larch Mountain in Washington in December has been found. 2 fishermen came across the body of Vadim Mukin of Gresham over the weekend in the East Fork of the Lewis River. He was also known as Junior. The medical examiner is still investigating exactly how he died. Mukin's family has been searching for him since he walked off to get better cell service but never returned. Even after the official search was suspended, his family came out to search for him. If you believe in the saying, waste not, want not, this story might be for you. It'll soon be legal to eat roadkill in Oregon. It's all part of a new law that will allow people to salvage deer and elk struck by drivers on state highways. Fox 12's Caitlin Bolduc explains why it's an idea that's growing in popularity.
Drivers who accidentally crash into animals will soon be able to legally harvest the meat to eat. Now, as odd as that might sound, Oregon is joining a long list of states that already practice the salvage of roadkill.
This year, the legislature passed Senate Bill 372, which would allow the legal salvage of deer elk that had been struck by a vehicle.
The Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife tells Fox 12 drivers hit and kill thousands of deer and elk on state highways every year. This newly passed law means that quality meat that's often left to rot on the side of Oregon's roadways will no longer go to waste, though the state stresses that those who consume salvaged meat do so at their own risk, and there's no guarantee that meat is fit for consumption.
In October and November, these are the 2 months of the year where we see the highest incidences of deer and elk mortalities on the road, and that's just because it's snowing up in the high country. It's colder now. Those animals are starting to move around, move down into areas that are more populated.
It's a practice that's already legal in Washington state and one that's proving to be largely popular. State data shows some 1,783 deer and elk were harvested from Washington highways since roadkill salvage was legalized there in 2016. Washington state's program requires those drivers to print out a permit to keep a hard copy with the meat that's signed and dated until all edible parts are consumed. ODFW administrators say it's likely Oregon will develop a similar permit program. It's important to note it is still illegal in Oregon to take home roadkill until the new law goes into effect. The state legislature gave the department up to 2 years to develop a safe and responsible salvage program that also prevents poachers from taking advantage of this big change.
For instance, how to protect against people going out and purposely hitting deer or elk. So those rules will go into effect. We'll work closely with Oregon State Police to develop those rules so that we have a program that allows us to salvage meat, but also to manage deer and elk species so folks aren't going out and doing things the wrong way or purposefully.
An added bonus, the state says it's also possible this new law may help pinpoint roadkill hotspots, supporting ongoing efforts to reduce collisions with wildlife on state highways. In Salem, Caitlin Bolduc, Fox 12 Oregon.
For more information about this new law and when it will go into effect, visit our website at kptv.com and click on the link to this story. Straight ahead on the 5 o'clock news, okay, Cupid fights back. Why the popular dating site is taking aim at a group of people against their TriMet ad.
Well, we had a little bit of everything today. We had some snow this morning for some of you and some showers this afternoon. Not only that, this is out along the coastline. We had a little bit of sunshine peeking through there at Cannon Beach. We'll talk about what you can expect tomorrow and also about our next chance for snow coming up.
And you can now add Fox 12 to your Amazon Alexa Flash Briefing. Log into your Flash Briefing settings and search Fox 12. Enable your Fox 12 Flash Briefing and stay connected with updates throughout the day. For complete details, visit kptv.com/Alexa. We're continuing to follow breaking news out of southern Florida, where at least 17 people are dead after a school shooting. The gunfire started shortly before the end of the school day at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, outside of Fort Lauderdale. The Broward County Sheriff's Office says the suspect, 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, is in custody. The sheriff said that he's a former student and had been expelled, but it's not clear why. We'll bring you updates throughout the evening here on Fox 12 and online at kptv.com. Several people were hurt following a shooting outside the National Security Agency headquarters in Maryland. However, authorities say no injuries were caused by gunfire. In a statement, the NSA says an SUV tried to enter the spy agency's secure campus without authorization this morning. The statement also says weapons were fired during the incident. We're told at least one person is in custody. A federal official says this was not linked to terrorism. President Trump's personal lawyer has admitted to paying an adult film actress following claims that she had sexual relationships with the president, sexual relations. Michael Cohen admitted that he paid Stephanie Clifford $130,000 out of his own pocket back in 2016. Clifford, also known as Stormy Daniels, claims that she had sexual relations with Trump more than a decade ago. President Trump has denied the allegation. Cohen says neither the Trump Organization nor the Trump campaign played a role in the payment and that neither group reimbursed him. Cohen told CNN he made the payment to protect President Trump, saying such an allegation can cause harm or damage, even if it's false. A popular dating site is receiving some backlash here in Portland after it placed what some are calling distasteful ads on TriMet buses and on billboards throughout the city. A conservative advocacy group is now demanding TriMet remove the ads, an action TriMet says would violate our state's constitution. Fox 12's Marcia Martinez joins us now with more on the controversial ads and how the dating site OkCupid is responding to the criticism. Marcia?
Pete, this is one of the ads behind me. It's on Burnside right over Dante's, and displayed prominently are the letters DTF, which mean down to fill in the blank with an expletive. But OkCupid said it's not the exact wording that's at issue here. Instead, critics are taking issue with the message of inclusivity of this campaign.
The first complaint in the Citizen Go ad was that we promote lesbian sex.
Advocacy group Citizen Go says the DTF campaign's sexually explicit content doesn't belong on billboards for all to see. The group has started an online petition to have it removed from TriMet ads, stating the campaign, quote, promotes lesbian sex, prostitution, drug use, promiscuity, and will be viewed by children in public spaces.
When I see the DTF, I'm definitely not thinking about flossing as a billboard for everyone to see, different age groups and backgrounds. I think I can see how some people might construe it as being inappropriate or offensive.
So far, more than 4,000 people have signed the petition, but there are those who don't find the billboards offensive. Do you know what DTF stands for?
I am too old, unfortunately, to actually know what most abbreviations stand for, including DTF.
OkCupid says the purpose of the campaign was to feature different races, walks of life, and spread love. As for Citizen Go's petition,
they've been labeled as homophobic and transphobic, and so they're not happy with our campaign, and we're absolutely okay with that.
Despite the mixed reaction, OkCupid is doubling down on its message.
100% we are not pulling the ads. In fact, we are recommitting to supporting all kinds of communities.
Critics are now taking aim at TriMet. In response, TriMet tweeted out the following, stating in part, "We cannot reject an ad if its message is protected by the Oregon Constitution, which is usually the case because it counts as free speech and is fair game." OkCupid's ads have been on display for several weeks now, and folks there say most of the response to the campaign has been positive. Reporting live in downtown Portland, Marcia Martinez, Fox 12 Oregon.
All right, Marcia, thank you. Let's turn now to Brian McMillan for more on the weather. The snow up in the mountains. I know we had some snow here in town. We've been talking about that this past hour.
Yes.
But the snow that we saw fall up on Mount Hood, how long do you think that's going to stick around? Are things going to warm up? Is it going to melt away?
It should stick around for a while. I don't see a lot of rain up there.
Good.
You know, rain's the big thing that makes it melt up there on the mountain, and really don't see a lot of rain in the forecast. So 24 at the top, 28 at the base. We have some more winter weather coming at us here over the course of the next week, but oh, you're going to like this. If you're a skier or a snowboarder like Pete, you're going to love these totals. 7 inches there at Government Camp. Up in the upper elevations, Timberline, close to a foot of snow. The test site there at 5,400 feet got 14 inches. So good stuff on the mountain. We're still seeing some flurries up there, but the showers have mainly tapered off around the metro area. Just seeing a few out towards Oregon City at this hour. Here are your temperatures right now. 42 up in Battleground, 45 in Vancouver. On the west side, we are, well, right around the mid-40s. Sandy is cooler at 38 degrees. And as we head through the rest of the night tonight, we're going to see these showers taper off completely. We should be dry all night long. Then tomorrow, we have a chance for some showers, especially along the Oregon coast. If you live here inland, the afternoon is probably our best bet for seeing a little bit of rainfall. Then as we roll into Friday, we have a better chance of seeing some showers, especially out along the coastline there. For Saturday, yeah, more showers on tap. There it comes as we head into the morning hours. Heaviest rain will be off to the north. So here's your forecast. Let's get to the coast first. Temps there, upper 40s, close to 50 degrees. Just a few light showers. Other than that, cloudy skies. And that'll be the same story here in the valleys. I don't see a lot of sunshine in our future tomorrow, but we will have some showers likely in the afternoon. Temps in the upper 40s, close to 50. Very similar to where we were at today. Mount Hood area will see a few flurries, 31 at Government Camp, 25 up there in the upper elevations of Timberline. Partly cloudy, mainly dry for the gorge. And you can see those high temperatures are going to be very close to where they were today, mid-40s. We'll stay fairly calm as far as the winds go through tomorrow, and then things get a little bit breezier here on the west side of the mountains as we head into Friday. Eastern Oregon, partly cloudy and dry, 41 out there, La Grande, and we're going to stay cool here in Portland, starting off in the mid-30s. We'll warm up to the mid-40s by noon. 49, there's your high for the 3 o'clock hour. And check out your 7-day forecast. We have another chance for some mixed showers. Now, Sunday night and into Monday, if we still have any precipitation lingering, it'll likely be in the way of snow. And we're really cold there, Pete, for Monday and Tuesday with highs only in the 30s.
All right, Brian, thank you. Straight ahead on the 5 o'clock news, you know that it's Valentine's Day, but did you know that it's also Oregon's birthday? The big way people are celebrating.
It seems like a simple request.
Hey, Andy, do my job.
Do my job. From farm to table.
Oh, no.
From the street
like it was never there.
to the salon.
This is really stressful.
Foxhole's finest have tried some pretty interesting careers.
I am going to get killed.
Now it's time to do it again.
Oh man, this is fun.
Head to kptv.com and let Fox 12 know if you want us to try your job.
Go, don't mess with me.
We'll serve up a day of adventure.
It scares me.
With a side of sausage?
Who's making the sausage now?
Welcome back, everybody. It may be Valentine's Day, but today is also a milestone for the state of Oregon. The state is 159 years old today. On February 14th, 1849, Oregon officially became the 33rd state in the country. The Oregon Historical Society celebrated the birthday in style by giving a present to everyone. All-day admission was free with cake, music, and special guests, as well as old and new exhibits professing love for the state we call home.
Oregon's birthday is just a great opportunity for everyone to reflect on the history of our state and the future of our state, too.
The Historical Society will pull out all the stops next year, too, at the end of April. They're closing their permanent exhibit, which will undergo a multi-million-dollar redo and open up next Valentine's Day, Oregon's 160th birthday. Other people celebrated Oregon's big day by becoming its newest members. For the second time in state history, a naturalization ceremony was held at the Capitol. Secretary of State Dennis Richardson hosted the event, saying he couldn't think of a better way to celebrate Oregon than by welcoming new citizens who bring diversity and enthusiasm. Oregon Archives is also getting in on the birthday celebrations by sprucing up one of the state's oldest doctrines. Right now, the restored Oregon Constitution is on display in the Capitol Galleria, and its new climate-controlled case is there featured. If you want to get a peek, the document will be on display until Saturday. Next at 6, it's the most romantic day of the year, and one Vancouver husband showed his love in an hysterical way, the heartwarming reason he stripped down to build his wife's spirits. Plus, it's the Broadway smash that gets millions to sing along, but one Seattle woman who thought she got a lucky ticket is now whistling a different tune. The scam police want you to look out for.